What up, soul family members? It's Shani with Healing Elements. Happy New Year. For 2020, I'm going to go ahead and just read another one of my journal entries. This is regarding the way in which some of us going through a spiritual awakening in the past, present, or of course will come into play in the future, feel somewhat isolated at times, or that we are the only ones going through a specific amount of symptoms, feelings, intuitive notions, any kind of experience that you are drawing close to your spirit and heart, and you are experiencing as part of your life path, your path to enlightenment. Sometimes, of course, because we all are on our own individual soul journey, it can feel as though you are alone and isolated. And I want to read a journal entry that I channeled a few months back regarding this. Hopefully, some of you can relate or reflect back upon your journey and, have some nostalgia and, some self reflection about how incredibly powerful you are to have gotten through such feelings of isolation or feelings of uncertainty regarding your new path and your new light work, the healing modality of your choice, your life path, and what has brought you to this video. So here is the journal entry. It's December 22nd, so not too far back. Today is the 1st of January 2020, Soul Family members. Here we go. Feeling isolated within our beliefs can obviously feel so lonely. We may question the capacity of others to be one with the light when we feel lonely and outcast by those who we consider to be like-minded souls. We detach ourselves from ultimate and blatant negativity and negative energy, soon realizing there is an overwhelming amount of negative darkness all around us, even if we are light. We feel as though we may be the only single entity who cares so deeply about the treatment of things that we love and our mission at hand. The earth, perhaps it's the people to you, the God consciousness, anything that you claim to be spiritually of importance to you, can feel lonely at times simply due to the self-exploration is necessary to come to the conclusions of your divine higher self's beliefs. We retreat time and again to our own isolated layers. We know that the law of attraction exists and the importance of projecting positive vibrations. We embrace solitude because we void ourselves, or we feel as though we are misunderstood, when truly our perspectives are heard, understood, and validated by your co-creators here, collectively, through the universe, telepathically, and of course, spread far and wide throughout the infinite universe of beings. The truth that we all have to be reminded of is we are not alone. It bears worth repeating, we are not alone, although it may feel lonely. There are so very many of us putting our feet down firmly with the light, not afraid to fight any longer, not afraid that our power and our light will be extinguished. Many of us are feeling this exact same way. However, just as in any war, saga, or hard-fought battle, it can get tiring, and of course, the emotional strain can feel lonely. We tap into spirit, and quickly we find solace once we are through a few dark nights of the soul or things of that nature. Feeling this divine presence deep in our souls, feeling our souls of our ancestors, feeling the actual presence spiritually manifested within our own light bodies feeling our spirit guides. We may physically be lacking in social interaction when we do journey through a spiritual awakening path of some sort, but spiritually, we are actually using this time to get in touch with our higher self. We are igniting a higher awakening. We're actually encouraging and empowering a higher awakening revolution of sorts. We may feel so alone in our personal truth as we expand and as we embark on this awakening revolution. We are so empathic and in tune that we legitimately are harming our well-being if surrounded by dark forces. So as we realize what dark forces there are all around us and what negative entities we need to steer clear of for our own protection and our own malabsorption, we find ourselves sometimes having no choice but to be alone with our positive vibrations when there is no one else, of course, that is resonating at a frequency that gives you peace. We find ourselves missing the old memories, the old sleepwalking way we lived when we are in these lonely times. Blinders on, ignoring the dark ways of people, places, and things was the old paradigm. We now gravitate toward a deeper calling, a truer, meaningful calling, an urge that compels us to go on a spiritual re-evaluation. We feel driven by overwhelming feelings so deep, so deeply held inside our soul that we resonate truly and just know that it is our truth. We find it impossible to ignore this calling, this yearning, this quest that is being set before us without a map. Yet when we choose to ignite this fire, this inferno within, we draw inward, and we must. We pull back and isolate quite simply from entire groups of individual entities that make us feel anything less than ignited. We learn that loneliness comes with lighting our internal flames, because for reasons unknown to us at the time, so many things we once loved want to extinguish our light. Witnessing the smothering of our fire time after time gets old, stagnant, and we choose to step away from what is smothering or sequestering us. Sleepwalkers want us to fall desperately back asleep, putting out our fire. It's very lonely at times, all lit up on a dark, cold night. But this loneliness is for a purpose, for we are truly not alone. When we embark on a spiritual awakening, enlightenment, path to ascension, whatever you label it, this is something that draws us inward as a necessity. It teaches us to explore what is important first and foremost, which is ourself, our higher selves. The dark night of the soul is experienced when we ascend higher, while others are clearly on a path, sleepwalking or even descending further, using blatant hatred instead of compassionate love. Now the spiritual truth to remember must be your song you sing to yourself constantly. My song I must sing. We need to sing together this tune of truth, off and on throughout this spiritual journey. The universe has our back, guys. As many times as I preach this to you, I hear it back to myself as a mirrored reflection and reminder, encouraging me to keep on pushing through. Keep on saying no to discrimination, hatred, out and out, anything that is opposite of the light. For every single interaction of hatred, evil, or ill intent, there are multiple interactions of love, divine understanding, good intents, and validity with compassion to be found. It may sometimes seem as though the dark agents want you to believe that, in fact, there are more interactions of hatred and evil, but rest assured, this is just not true. Just like you, just like me, they are all there. Good, bad, the ugly, the darkness and the light, the purge of pain and the embracing of joy. Sending loving intentions of the purest kind is what this life journey is about for all of us. And this is what we are here to teach. So feel the love, feel the togetherness, feel the strength in numbers through the universe. Telepathically tune in and know, confidently believe that when you feel like this, like that you're the only soldier fighting this dark side with the light, close your eyes and feel the togetherness of a collective regiment. Feel the power, strength in numbers with love. Feel me and all the soul family members to which you resonate with. The proof is in the changes that each individual light worker makes in the world. Just by being you, you're making a change. Just by preaching compassion, you are doing more than enough. You're one of many spiritual foot soldiers, perhaps a captain, perhaps a general, perhaps you're on the council. We're here, all of us together, each doing very diverse modalities and different things to help heal and take people through this spiritual awakening and pretty much the physical plane in which we call life. We recruit both deliberately and recruit just by being authentic and leading by example. You are never alone, soul fam, and you never will be. Always remember this. My love is certainly here to shine and encourage you here and always. Blessings, love, and light to a very, very happy and prosperous 2020.